Good evening and welcome to Banana Slug News. I'm Novella Janelza.
And I'm Betsy Sachs. With only half of spring quarter remaining, it's time to take advantage of your school and community. So take this time to sit back, relax, get informed, and plan the rest of your quarter. This week in the news. Do you like getting poked? I sure do, especially when it's a cute boy. For 4 years now, Facebook has been sweeping all across America and the globe. But did you know their headquarters are less than an hour away? Here to give us her status update on Facebook is Michelle Swenson.
Walk into any campus computer lab and just glance at the computer screen. Chances are you will notice someone is logged in and checking up on their Facebook account. Facebook calls itself the internet's leading social utility and has amassed an enormous user base in its relatively short existence. The site had its 4th birthday earlier this year. As part of this first graduating class of Facebook members, it's a good time to stop and think about the influence this online community has on our UCSC student experiences. We asked a few Facebook users how they use Facebook and what keeps their interests in the site. Josep Baez, an international student from Barcelona, Spain, started using Facebook just before coming to UCSC.
Well, Facebook is not my first way when interacting with people. I would prefer using like the phone or the email. The good thing is that it helps maybe planning ahead, just knowing events.
Matt likes the fact that Facebook is so widely used here at UCSC.
I really like how almost everybody is on it, so it's easy to build a network with the people you know, and it's like a common communication medium that people have now, sort of. Like, I can assume that almost anyone in any class I have probably has a Facebook if I need to ask them a question about something.
In its first 2.5 years, Facebook allowed only supported .edu, .org, .com, .gov, and .mil addresses to join. But in September 2006, Facebook announced anyone with a valid email address can sign up. So what did our seniors think when Facebook made this change? Stephanie O'Brien is a senior who increased her usage once she was able to stay in touch with people outside of UCSC.
It's definitely useful in getting a hold of people who don't necessarily go to school with me, people I knew from high school and stuff. I think I got a Facebook like freshman year, and I didn't really use it that much until I went abroad my junior year.
Senior Nick Moran had to get used to the idea of Facebook's expansion.
I think that was an interesting choice. I mean, I think at first I was a little bit dismayed, but I mean, it should be open to pretty much everybody. I mean, of course, people have friends that are not in university, and it's kind of, I guess, a little bit elitist to be like, oh, only people from universities.
In its early years, Facebook called itself the online community. So how do UCSC students think Facebook has enhanced or degraded their sense of community?
Overall, I think it's probably a tool that adds more depth of interaction with people, so you can use it to organize events and stay connected with more people, hear about more things you might not have heard by word of mouth, even though you might know the people who it's going on with, just you don't see them every day or something.
I think I feel like people communicate a lot more through Facebook now instead of just like email or IM. I mean, you can use Facebook to message people. So in some ways, I mean, it's made things a lot less personal. You're a lot more apt to like use Facebook than to like call someone and tell them about a party.
Well, I think it's a way to keep in contact with acquaintances and people that, you know, because you can't make everyone your close, very close best friend, right? You know, time. I mean, who does have time to make everyone a close best friend and share every detail of their lives?
So the question is, will Facebook survive once users graduate? Will they still continue to use it in the real world, or is it just a college fad?
Yeah, actually, now they open Facebook to people who don't go to college. Like a bunch of people from old jobs I have like made Facebook accounts. They're like in their 30s, you know, some of them been to college, some of them haven't. But they like joined Facebook in the sense of their work identity instead of their college identity. And now I'm like, you know, I'm friends with them, so I can see like the little network that's formed by them.
Probably a lot less, I can see that at least. But I mean, it'll still use the same thing then as to keep touch with people. Like, I think once we all leave college, I mean, then you can use it then to kind of see what's going on with everyone else and where they're at.
It seems that UCSC students have made a place for Facebook in their lives, just like this little sugary chicken.
Thanks, Michelle. Santa Cruz is known for its offbeat and trend-setting music scene, and there's always something new to please your ears with. Here's me to give us a look behind the music at Santa Cruz's very own Paloma and the Rubies. I'm Novella Janelza, and we're here at Sound Management Studios in San Jose with Paloma and Maria from Paloma and the Rubies. Unfortunately, Alex, the third member of the group, couldn't be with us here today, but we've sure got a lot of questions to ask the girls. So, Paloma, tell me how you first got interested in music.
I've been singing since I was really young. Plays, talent shows, contests, bands. My first band was at 14 in Mexico when I was living there, cover band. I came back to the States. I was in a punk rock band, kind of a phase.
Wow.
And just kept getting more and more serious about it with voice lessons, and ended up taking opera at UC Santa Cruz.
Cool.
And got signed with management, decided it was what I wanted to do with my life.
Awesome. So what's your guys' favorite part about being involved in the Santa Cruz area music scene?
It was fun.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, you know, we played the main stage of the Catalyst, and it was so exhilarating. How fun was that?
Yeah, it's like you go to the shows and then all of a sudden you're on there and you're like, oh my god, this is me. I'm on here and I'm not here. You're like, I'm not here to see somebody else. I'm actually here on stage, like, you know, with my friends,
Doing
and
the
we're
damn
ready to
thing.
do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
Cool. Well, speaking of Santa Cruz, tell us a little bit about your life as a slug.
Yes, I did graduate UC Santa Cruz in psychology, as a matter of fact. The best way I can explain why I chose psychology is I am the type of person that have a few choices and I'll just pick something and go with it. From the start of UC Santa Cruz, I already knew that I wanted to do music and singing for the rest of my life, but this is my ace in the hole, you know, just like a backup plan. I thought I'd finish college. So yeah, I just picked something I was interested in, went with it, worked on music the entire time I was in school. So let's say I was a full-time student, worked a part-time job, and did music at the same time. And I still had to make room for working out and my socializing. So I mean, college was like this for me. I mean, it was just gone in a flash, you know?
Yeah, time flies. Well, that's really inspirational. Is there any words that you would give any fellow slugs out there who want to break into the music industry?
I don't know how much I can say about the music industry, but go Slugs! Yeah!
So, do you want to show us around the studio?
Sure. You want to come?
Yeah, let's go for a spin.
Okay. Smash Mouth is on the wall, one of the biggest bands that we manage is Smash Mouth. In fact, the biggest band. Smash Mouth.
Just maybe
Want to close it?
Also, this is Flipside, another big band that song management manages.
Come into the studio.
Yeah.
This is where the magic happens in here.
Hi, I'm here in the recording studio where all the magic happens with Kenny, Paloma and the Review Manager. Kenny, you know Paloma and the Review better than anybody else. What would you say is the most special thing about them as a recording group?
Well, there's a few things that set them apart, I think. In particular, I've been working with Paloma for a few years now, and I think she separates herself different than the other artists in her genre in the fact that she is a California girl. She's from Santa Cruz, she's a beach girl, but she has some Latin roots. Her parents have a residence in Mexico, and so there's some Latin thread in her music, and it's different than, say, like a Shakira who comes from Latin America and is breaking here into the U.S.
Definitely.
So we're kind of doing the opposite of what she's done, or Paulina Rubio, or some of those other artists.
Great. Well, that's really interesting. Is there anything else you'd like the slugs at UC Santa Cruz to know?
Get prepared. Get prepared to party, because Paloma and the Rubies are coming. They're going to blow the roof off the place.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us.
You bet. You're welcome.
Yeah, if you want to know more about Paloma and the Rubies, check our website. I'll give you our MySpace website. MySpace.com/Paloma's page, and you can find photos, YouTube video clips, a few songs, and whatnot. All about us.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time to get together with UC Santa Cruz and tell the slugs all about you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It was great. Thanks.
Bye.
I know about.